Yeah, welcome back, folks. Starting Mr. Smoke under saddle. Took a mini break between parts to go get an English saddle. Got my handy dandy Wintec 2000 all-purpose saddle. I like it because you can do just about anything in it, at least up to some 80% level. You know, maybe if you want to jump, you want a no-kidding jumping saddle. Maybe if you want to dressage, you want to do a no-kidding dressage saddle. But this saddle gets it done for me. So I'm gonna, since he's here, I'm gonna throw on this English pad, and look what just happened there. Interesting. So throwing on that Western saddle has sensitized him a little bit to throwing things on him. So he's licking and chewing right now. And I'm going to throw this at you. I have never done this with a horse before. I have never gone up and got an English saddle on any of the couple thousand horses I've started. I have gone up. I have a synthetic bighorn that weighs almost nothing, Western, in my shed over there, but I thought it might be good, just a gut feeling, to take stirrups off. I mean, usually I throw a Western saddle with everything on and nobody worries about it, but there's something wrong here. I don't know what. So I'm going to do not what I do with every other horse, but what Mr. Smoke says I need to do for him. I think he's standing over there because of the shade. I might be stopping this pretty soon. I don't even know what time it is, but I got smartwatch, and because these things, I put water on these. I can't put a smartwatch on. Anyhow. That's a good idea. Now, you saw I took a lariat all over his back, and he didn't care about stimulating up here. He hasn't cared about me slapping him with the blankets and stuff. I don't know what's causing this. It doesn't matter. I just got to figure it out. And I got to help him through it. Let's see which gullet I have in this. Okay, got the black gullet in there. Okay, that's a good gullet. Now, I might be able to take advantage of the fact that he's standing here like this, and he's kind of being blocked from going forward. So, if he can accept this being thrown on his back, it weighs nothing. But it's not the weight of the saddle. I don't know what it is. Because he's taken off just as I'm throwing it on. And you can see it is not a weight thing. He has a little mental block with things up there on his back. Could be why he's here with me to be started under saddle, because maybe somebody decided they didn't want to get on him. I don't know, folks, but he's got a little bit of a problem, and frankly, it's not. I'm gonna go down and say it's not natural. Normally, I can look at a horse, even a Mustang, when I feel they're ready to throw the saddle on. They pass all my other criteria. I throw the saddle on, horse doesn't move. So he's having a bit of a problem here. And I just got to help him through it. That's my job. And as I said, normally I want to do this at liberty because the horse gives me accurate feedback. If I had a halter and a lead line on this guy as I was doing all this, and he felt restricted, he might not have been able to show me what he's showing me. He's showing me high anxiety with a saddle being placed on his back. This is nothing. So it's not the Western saddle, it's whatever it is. And yet the pad is no problem at all. But I'll throw this. He's telling me he has a problem. I need to help him through that problem and fix that problem. So I might put a halter and lead light on him to help him through his problem and then take it off. But his first tacking with me might have to be with a halter on. And that's okay. He's already told me he has a problem. I'm going to explore this a little bit. Aha! Oops. I suspect it's not about the saddle or his back. He just hinted it's things above his head. And this might not be caused from people. So I apologize to Tom if I was implying anything at all. I'm just guessing, but he's telling me, for example, that he doesn't like things above his head. It scares him. I have a fix for that. And note to self, remember earlier we found out that he was sensitive with his ears, that he didn't like his ears touched. Those are related to each other, the concept of ears not being touched and things coming up here. Even though I've been throwing the pad and the blanket up in the air and he's not been having any reaction to those things. Like this right there, he doesn't like that. You can see how his head is turned away from me. And I'm being very gentle. But you can see what his response is. So I'm going to do a quick little experiment without the halter on. I'll probably put the halter on more. There are a billion ways to do everything. For example, if this horse has a problem with people being up in this area and can't accept that, you can't get on him till you fix that. A lot of folks that start horses, they bring in their other horse in here, their cow horse, and they get on their cow horse and they walk over with their horse and grab the lead line on this horse and they pony it around. And the horse gets used to that person up on the back of that other horse next to him, and they switch both sides and they interact with that horse from up there with that, and that other horse's presence helps them out a lot. That's a very valid technique to use, and it can really enhance the training of a horse. I generally don't do that. I guess One of the reasons is I like to make things harder. I don't want them to be hard on me, but I want, if I can help the horse get through difficult things and make them look easy, the owner's not going to have any trouble at all. Uh-huh. See that little bit right there? Good. Good. Now, if I sit on this, you've seen lots of times in videos before this already, if I have a seat on this, he's not afraid of this mounting block at all. He'll stand here next to me all day long, licking and chewing and yawning and relaxed and chilling, not doing any work. He's got no fear of this mounting block, and with me down here, he likes to mess with my head a lot. But now, watch what happens. It's not much movement. And he's yawning a lot. And look at his posture and his attitude. Yep. I really don't want you standing all over my lariat. That's not good for the rope. Guess I could pick it up. Get off my lariat. Thank you. Okay, so I got these generic statements I make, like I want to work with him at Liberty because he tells me how he's doing. Well, he's telling me he's got issues. So maybe I want to change what I'm doing to speed things up for him, make it easier for him to learn what I need him to learn. If I stand on this mounting block and he walks away, what's he going to learn? When he goes up, I walk away and he goes away. Normally, I move with the horse so that them walking away doesn't work. If I'm standing on a mounting block, it's not going to work. So I need to physically restrain his movement while I provide him with some situations he doesn't like to make him more comfortable in those situations so he can accept those situations that he currently doesn't like. And this is curious, isn't it? He's not stupid. He's going, I don't want a halter and a lead line. I know what those are. I don't need those. Don't fall off mounting block. There you go. Come on. So I'm putting forward pressure on this lead line and he's not moving. He does not want to come closer to me. He does not want me near that area right there right now. Really? Thank you. Good. 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 Ooh, he has a very interesting look on his face. He's not moving, but he's got a don't you dare. That look quickly turns into almost a nasty ears pinned kick. That's a little softer. Huh. Oh, that's much better. Oh, that's beautiful. Standing square? No. Okay, good. That's a good look. Now, how does he really feel about this? Okay, so I don't see any problems here at all. Now, there's a lick and chew. Okay, so here comes Mr. Hula Hoop lesson. I like to do this for horses that are ear shy, head shy. It's a handy dandy tool. Not a bad exercise to move a horse around and let them feel this hula hoop bumping their legs while they're moving anyhow. Don't want that off of your head. Fine, I'll get my lariat. I thought by now you wouldn't need the lariat. Like if he'd actually pick up his head and have it bumping his shoulders as he moves. There we go. There we go. That's where I want it to be for now. Don't get in there. You got a hula hoop on, dude. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on in. So he does not like this thing bumping him every time he steps. Come on in. And just so you know, I've never given this horse a treat. Good, 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 yes, good. Watch his ears. Good. He starts licking and chewing. That means he's trying to reduce his anxiety. You can't do it if you're still stimulating him, so you gotta quit. Let him get through that. It's over pretty quick. No big deal. Go ahead. You gonna bite a fly back there? Get him. Good. Sorry I bumped you. So other things I can do is flag him. See how he feels about flags. Flagging is a great technique. I usually save this for when I want to work on spook in place. But there's a good chance he's been flagged already, I suspect. Interesting. Now, usually, the first thing I do with a flag is I use it to teach a horse what to do when they're afraid. What I'm doing here is actually desensitizing the horse. I'm not using it to induce fear and teach him what to do. I'm teaching him don't be afraid of things right up there. This is about where your head is if you're sitting on a horse and your shoulders and your torso. And he's a little sensitive about things up here. And he's a little sensitive about things at his face. That's normal. That's normal. I saw some sensitivity right there. But he might think I want him to move. If I apply too much pressure in the wrong place, he might interpret that as he's telling me to move. So I got to be careful that I'm not actually making him move because he thinks I want him to move. So I'm going to call that pretty good. I don't see any unusual sensitivities there. It's pretty normal. So let's go back to a saddle pad. Another thing to always consider, if you put something on your horse's back and they have an unusual reaction to it, is their back sore? And right there, the answer is yes. Interesting. And you can see it be stimulating him like that causes him to move. He says, I can't tolerate that. Right there. I wonder if it's different on one side than the other. Ooh, ooh. Nope, both sides about the same. So I'm starting to feel like I could put this on him and he won't run away. He's just licking and chewing, dropped his head and licked and chewed after I left. So it is causing him anxiety. So I'm probably gonna put this on him. I'm gonna come up here like this and put it up above him and see what he thinks. Now, the best thing I can do is take that off, but I'm gonna wait. I don't want him to walk off with it up there. I'm gonna give him a full release now. I'm gonna leave the pad on. Pad is, I think, irrelevant. This is my idea of a full release. Now, got some flies bothering him a little bit, not too much, but he didn't need any soaking time from that saddle. I took it off him and there's no, oh, there's finally lick and chew. But I got no signs of anxiety that caused him putting that on his back, except for the moment of contact with his back. I'll repeat. Gonna try it from the ground this time. He gave me no hint he wanted to walk away. As I approached him with this, he didn't. There was no indication of any anxiety, nor there. Now he is starting to walk away. It's very mild. Good. 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 Now, normally, my Western saddle goes on, aft cinch, and breast collar, and then I ask him to move for the first time. Because he's having this problem, I'm thinking about putting a cinch on this saddle. It's a 47-inch. Where his back is sore is right about here. Back, I don't know what the old numbers are, but not where the tree is on this saddle. So I'm going to put it on the second hole. Let's see if he wants to walk off. If he does, I might reconsider this. Where's my lariat? Okay, if he takes off and starts bucking, I need to run for my lariat and start talking to him. Okay, looks to me like I can probably, so I'm going to run off with my hands. I'm going to do this a few times. What I don't want to do is snug it up really fast and cause him to panic. I want to get him used to that pressure on his belly. And he did great. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the third hole. Fourth hole. Fourth hole. Should never stand in front of an unbroke horse when they're saddling for the first time. If they blow up, it's usually the first 3 steps they take, and they're going to blow up forward and then start bucking. You don't want to be around the horse when they do that. So I cinch things up, and I get away from that horse. Well, I put the aft cinch and the breast collar on first, but I'll go ahead and tighten this side up a couple. 2, 4, 4. That's tight enough on both sides. So this is usually what I do with a Western saddle. I'm gonna insert this step with this English because he's saying he needs it. What the heck? And I'm gonna move him around, let him feel that on his back. I don't want him coming at me. I just want him calmly walking. Now, the reason I have horses turn away from me is during this phase, I consider bucking to be criminal behavior like biting, kicking, rearing, auto backing. Well, auto backing is not quite a crime, but it's pretty close. And these are things that are dangerous to humans and you should never, ever do. I don't want you in. Well, that's an English saddle. Just go past that. I mean, you could probably get in there, but I don't want it caught on anything and get it ripped up. It's a good saddle. Excuse me. Okay, so him bumping the rail. Ah! Look at his ears. Ah! Tons of anxiety. I want to get the anxiety down. I don't want him to feel defensive, like he's got to defend himself against that thing on his back. But it scared him when he didn't touch the panel, the saddle did. And he's going, that wasn't me. What the hell was that? So it scared him. Yeah. So what I was telling you is, the horse is bucking. I want to tell it stop bucking. I don't ever want to see that again. And the way I do that is I turn them away from me if they start bucking into the panel. While they're turning, they stop bucking. You can't buck while you're turning. Well, maybe you might at first, but it's pretty rare. Anyhow, turn the horse into the panel, they stop bucking. If they come out of the turn walking or trotting with no buck, I take all the pressure off, I run away. They're good to go. If they come out bucking, I'm going to turn them the other direction immediately, like this. And they'll turn them left, right, until they step out of a turn without bucking, and they never buck again. The lesson I'm trying to teach in that circumstance is you don't buck. Not with a saddle on. Ever. Oh, what a soft turn that was. Very nice soft turn. We might both be worn out from the sun. I'm not getting on this horse today. I don't even think I'm going to put that Western saddle on. Because, well, I got to check the time, but we've been out here 3 hours in this sun already. And what I'm not going to do, I learned long ago, if I'm tired, it's not the time to get on a silly horse. That's when I make mistakes. Shit goes wrong. I once got bucked off a horse, and I sat down afterwards and thought about it and thought about the things leading up to it, and I counted 11 mistakes I made that day. 11 different contributing factors to that horse losing its self-control. And one of them, I wasn't able to shut it down, the disengagement on its back, because I was tired and I was late. I wasn't prepared. Anyhow, now that was back in 2007, so 17 years ago. It's a good trot. More forward trot. His ears are kind of back than he gives me without the saddle, so he's got anxiety, but he was able to come back to the walk and think about eating something. Hey! Ears are getting steadier. His emotions are getting better. So I'm going to turn him and ask for canter. He started to drop his head. He's got his tail ringing. He's wringing his tail. Ah! Gotta get my lariat rung in before I ask for the right lead canter. Keep going. Don't go in there. Good job, Smoke. Well done. Can you bring it in? I'll take that saddle off. Bring it in. Good. Bring it in. Take a knee. You're okay. You did great. Tomorrow we'll put the Western saddle on and I'll get on. Maybe. You did great. Not exactly sure what in there was the problem or which of those things fixed it, but I think, the Western saddle might be just too much stuff. Because like I said, when he bumped the panel for the first time with the saddle, it was a big deal for him. Now he didn't blow up and buck, but it was still tough for him to handle that. So one of the things I see about him though is he might be a little scared for a little bit. He settles down real nice, real fast, grabs a hold of himself. Good job. Oh, that's a beautiful horse. Let me get this off of you. That is a great feeling right there. You looked so nice in your face. Very, very nice. Yes. Got any yawns in there? You should have a buttload of stress to get rid of. Good job. Very nice job. Now, I'll give you notice right now. I'm going to put your halter on. I'm going to fly spray you. I know you're not ready for me to do it at Liberty, but I want to get some fly spray on you before I put you away. I think your hips are strung out behind because every time I see you step, you're dragging your toes, your hind toes. I think that's caused from a pelvis that's rotated backwards too far. Its natural state is rotated backwards, and it might even be stuck in the sacrum or somewhere, so he can't bring it under himself. His tracking looked okay, like he's stepping his back feet forward into the right place, but something just doesn't look right. It's important during a young horse like this, when they first get going, if there's something physically wrong with them and you don't find that, you're going to put them under saddle and ask them to carry your weight. If the whole time it's a sour experience for them because they're uncomfortable because there's a restriction in their movement, limited range of motion, something that's tight, something they pulled, and believe it or not, I've read a lot of stuff that says coming out of the birth canal can cause a lot of interesting things that stay with a horse for quite a while if it's not fixed. Problems in hips and shoulders. Part of me wants to throw that Western saddle on, but I know how tired I am. And I know how hot it is, so we're going to call this one quits. That's the end of session 2. I did not meet my the learning objectives for him that I wanted, but it's because I discovered something. Because he's working at Liberty, he told me, dude, I got a little extra baggage I'm carrying around here. Help me with that, so I did. You have a blessed day. Bye-bye.